All right, and last for today, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has had a bit of, let's say, an interesting week or so. Some unfortunate news, though. Jon Watts, who's the director of all the Marvel Cinematic Universe Spider-Man films, will no longer be directing the MCU's Fantastic Four reboot. He's instead going to turn his attention to original projects, including an Apple film starring George Clooney and Brad Pitt. Seem to have left on good terms, but I'm still very disappointed by this development because based on what he did with the Spider-Man films, I feel like he was a good pick to direct Fantastic Four. I really felt like he was. But, again, I understand wanting to focus on, doing your own stories, doing your own projects. So, best of luck to him. But, we'll see where Fantastic Four goes now.
Yeah, I think it is unfortunate. I was a bit skeptical of him as a choice, mainly because of Far From Home, to be honest, that I wasn't too keen on that. Mm-hmm. No Way Home, absolutely love, stellar. Yeah. But again, for me, it was just that I think he could do Fantastic Four, but I would prefer someone else. But, him leaving is unfortunate. If he needs to take a break, take a break. You did 3 Spider-Man movies, and the third one happens to be a freaking multiverse of it's bonkers. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. So I definitely understand him wanting to take a step back. So yeah, that's unfortunate, but also it's that thing where it's like, okay, if he's left, who's next up to take that mantle?
It's like now, because at the end of the day, we don't really know anything else about the Fantastic Four movie. We really don't. I mean, there have been rumors circulating as far as who people would want to play certain characters, but this franchise has not had the best luck. There's the original Fantastic Four series from I don't know if it's the original. I think it's the original from the mid 2000s. With the first one, and the Rise of the Silver Surfer. That one hasn't been received too well, even though personally I think the Silver Surfer movie gets a little bit too much crap, but that's just me. And there's no one, and then you had the Josh Trank film from 2015 with Michael B. Jordan and Miles Teller, which again, everybody seemed to hate that movie. I never bothered watching it because, I just didn't get around to it, but based on what I heard, I'm like, maybe not, because sometimes I feel like a lot of times I can tell how much I'm going to like a movie, just based on the trailer or what I hear from other people, and other times I feel like checking it out for myself. And unfortunately, this one wasn't one of those films.
Yeah, Fantastic Four unfortunately has not had a solid track record, which is why I'm excited for MCU version, but I'm also nervous, mainly because of just how some of the recent MCU movies have been, honestly, to the point where, and even how I'm uninterested in others. But yeah, and again, people were also theorizing or thinking that Peyton Reed might take up that mantle of directing it, or another one that kind of recently came out, John Krasinski might do it.
Really?
Again, just rumors, but yeah. And then again, there were also things of he might be in Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness as a variant of. Either a variant or he's going to be Mr. Fantastic at some point in that movie. But again, I don't know. That's just all I'm hearing. I don't know if it's true or not. That's the thing.
Well, we'll find out in a week or so.
We'll find out soon. But I'm not worried about Fantastic Four, but I'm just curious to see who they attach to it and the type of story they go with. The director I would want to be attached to it, I don't think it's going to happen, but we're going to have to see who Marvel chooses at this point.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned Peyton Reed, because the other bit of news is that Ant-Man 3 and Captain Marvel 2 are switching release dates because Ant-Man 3 is further along in production. So that's why the switch was made. Ant-Man Quantumania, odd title, but okay. Ant-Man Quantumania will now be released on February 17th of 2023, and the Captain Marvel sequel, will now hit theaters on July 28th of 2023. Now, I'm not going to lie, I'm not particularly excited for either of these. I like Paul Rudd as Ant-Man. I thought the first Ant-Man was kind of bad. I liked Ant-Man 2 more. I thought that one was better, but not to the point where oh my God, I can't wait for the next Ant-Man movie,
Yeah. Yeah, Ant-Man for me is that's been more of a mixed bag for me than Thor. But like, and again, I appreciate what Peyton Reed's doing with the character. It's not, but at the same time, it's that thing where there hasn't been enough, I think, story to the character or something to really connect me with him, other than that he's a father wanting to be part of the daughter's life. Again, I can definitely connect with that. But other than that, it's like some of the routes they've taken with some of the villains, the characters, I haven't been too keen on. It hasn't really clicked. The only reason I'm excited for Quantumania is Kang the Conqueror and, you know, the actor playing him. That's the only reason.
Who's the actor playing Kang the Conqueror?
Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors. That name sounds familiar.
He was in, oh my god, he was in Loki at the end of that. He was in, I'm spoiling, so if you haven't seen it, oh well. He was in that. He played a version of Kang the Conqueror. He also was in, oh my god, it was a Netflix movie with Idris Elba, Regina King. Oh man, I forgot that one. He was in Lovecraft Country. He's moving up there for sure. And he's playing Kang the Conqueror. And again, that's the only reason I would want to see this movie, really. Just that. Other than that, I could care less about Ant-Man, to be honest.
Yeah, it's sad because, like I said, I like Paul Rudd. He's definitely got a certain charisma to him, and like again, he's like the main reason to watch these movies, despite the movies having now, and especially the third one starring him, Evangeline Ellie, Michael Douglas, and Michelle Pfeiffer. He's like the main reason to watch it. Like I'm not like it's like I don't look at the other three characters, and I'm like, you know, I just don't feel anything. I really don't. But you know, it's what it is. And then of course, like the Marvels, I feel even more mixed about, you know, anything having to do with Captain Marvel, because I felt like the first one was just so aggressively mediocre. Like it earned, again, it makes sense that it's getting a sequel because it earned over $1 billion at the worldwide box office. But when I look at the movie itself, I'm like, I feel like the only reason that this movie made that much is because there's like a guaranteed fan base in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But like, I feel like a lot of the reactions that I heard and that I agree with when I watched the film was that it was okay. You know, it was okay at best. You know, nothing really to write home about, you know?
Yeah, and not only that, but they were also pushing that this is before Endgame, so you're going to want to see this before Endgame. And again, it came out before Endgame, so they definitely were trying to ride on that, and I felt it, and I kind of saw it. Again, which is why making over $1 billion, I was like, geez, there's no way it's that good. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, hey, listen, a lot of bad movies make a lot of money, so...
Venom, yeah.
So yeah, it's what it is at this point. So for everybody, you know, all the MCU fans out there, you know, it feels like they're growing in numbers every single day. What do you think of these new developments? You know, leave your thoughts wherever it is that you can. And just like that, you know, that's all we got for you today. You know, don't forget to like, follow, share, subscribe, and hit the bell to get all notifications, whether you're on YouTube or wherever else you get your podcasts. And join us next week for our review of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness and our series review of Moon Knight. I'm also thinking now that since we were talking about CinemaCon before, I know that some stuff came out with Avatar 2, Avatar: The Way of the Water. If I'm not mistaken, the trailer for that is supposed to be released before Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness when that's showing in theaters.
Ooh.
So if anything, we'll just talk about that on the next episode, and that same episode as we review Doctor Strange 2. So join us next week. Obviously going to have a lot to talk about, and we'll see you then.